Have you ever noticed how different people treat you when you stop being available? When you withdraw your attention or affection from someone, suddenly they're no longer interested. They don't care about you anymore. They don't try to spend time with you, talk to you, or make you happy. It's like you're nothing to them. And this can be really confusing and hurtful, especially if it's someone you love or care about. So why do people act this way? What's going on in their minds when you stop being available? In this video, we will explore the psychology behind this phenomenon and help you understand why people change when you stop being available. Before we begin, please subscribe for more insightful psychology videos. Let's start by looking at some common scenarios where you might have experienced this. Have you ever dated someone who suddenly stopped caring about you after you broke up with them? Even though you had a strong connection and shared many interests, they didn't seem to care about your feelings or want to spend time with you anymore. Maybe you tried to communicate with them or express your emotions, but they just ignored you or acted like you were not important. Or perhaps you had a friend who always texted you and called you every day until you stopped responding to their messages. They would ask you how you were doing or what was new in your life. But once you didn't pick up their calls or reply to their texts, they vanished and never contacted you again. Even if you reached out to them, they didn't seem to remember you or care about your friendship. These are just two examples of how people can change when you stop being available. But there are many other situations where you might have encountered this behavior, such as a family member who only calls you when they need something from you, a coworker who only talks to you when they need your help on a project, or an acquaintance who only reaches out to you when they have a social event to attend. These are all instances of people who only value you when you are useful or beneficial to them. But why do they do this? Why do people change when you stop being available? To understand this behavior, we need to look at some psychological concepts that explain why people treat you differently based on your availability and how much you can offer them. The first concept is called the law of supply and demand. This economic principle states that the price of a good or service will increase when demand is higher and supply is lower. Similarly, people's interest and affection towards you will increase when you are scarce and hard to get, and decrease when you are common and easy to obtain. For example, if you're someone who is always available and willing to please others, people may take you for granted and not appreciate your company or support. They may assume that you will always be there for them no matter what they do or say. But when you stop being available and set boundaries, they may realize that you are valuable and unique and start to appreciate you more. Another concept that explains why people change when you stop being available is the principle of scarcity. This psychological principle states that people tend to value things more when they are rare or hard to obtain, rather than when they are common or easy to get. When you stop being available and withdraw your attention and affection from someone, they become more interested in you because they perceive you as a rare and valuable commodity. They may start to chase you or try to win you back because they think you are special and different from others. However, this principle also has its limitations. If you are too far out of reach or too difficult to obtain, people may lose interest and move on to someone else. Therefore, it is important to find a balance between being desirable and being attainable. The next concept that explains why people change when you stop being available is the theory of reciprocal liking. This theory states that if you like someone, they are more likely to like you back. When you show interest and affection towards someone, they reciprocate with the same emotions and behaviors. But if you stop being available and withdraw your attention, they may also withdraw theirs and stop caring about you. This is because they don't perceive you as a worthwhile investment of their time, effort, and resources. They may think that you are not interested in them, or that there is something wrong with you that makes you unworthy of their love or friendship. Therefore, they abandon you and seek someone else who can give them the same satisfaction and validation. However, there is another theory that contradicts this one and offers a different perspective on why people change when you stop being available. The theory of the spotlight effect. This theory states that people tend to overestimate the amount of attention and scrutiny they receive from others. When you stop being available and withdraw your attention, they may assume that everyone is noticing and judging them and that they are losing your approval and acceptance. This can cause them to feel self-conscious and anxious and make them behave in strange ways to get your attention back. They may try harder to impress you or make you jealous, or simply avoid you and hope you come back to them. But in reality, they are not as important or interesting to others as they think they are. And by withdrawing your attention, you help them see this and realize that they are not the center of the universe. Another reason why people change when you stop being available is that they don't know how to handle your absence. When you are used to having someone in your life who gives you attention, affection, or support, and they suddenly disappear. You can feel lost, confused, and scared. You may not know what to do with yourself or how to cope with the change. Some people may try to fill the void with other activities or relationships, while others may try to get you back by any means necessary. Either way, they cannot handle your absence gracefully and maturely. They need to have someone or something to rely on and depend on. And when you are not there for them, they panic and don't know how to function. Lastly, sometimes people change when you stop being available because they are just bad people. They are selfish, manipulative, and superficial, and they don't deserve you. They only care about themselves and their own needs and desires, and they don't consider how their actions affect you. They use you when they need you and abuse you when they can, and they don't appreciate you when they have you. These are the kind of people who will never change. No matter how much you give them, they will always want more and never be satisfied. No matter how much you love them, they will always find someone else to pursue. No matter how much you try to fix them, they will always be broken. These are the kind of people who will never change. If you recognize these signs in someone you know, it's time to let go and move on. You deserve someone who appreciates you, respects you, and loves you for who you are. Someone who doesn't take you for granted, who doesn't ignore you, who doesn't cheat on you, who doesn't lie to you, and who doesn't hurt you. In conclusion, there are many reasons why people change when you stop being available. It could be due to the law of supply and demand, the principle of scarcity, the theory of reciprocal liking, or the theory of the spotlight effect. It could also be because they can't handle your absence or because they are just bad people. Whatever the reason, it's important to remember that you deserve more than their conditional love, attention, or friendship. You deserve someone who values you, respects you, and cares about you no matter what. Don't waste your time and energy on people who only care about themselves and their own needs. Instead, focus on yourself and your own growth and happiness. You'll be happier in the long run. Thank you for watching. Please share this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more content.